Hi everybody! Today we are going to talk about bathroom renovation. When you first start a bathroom remodeling project, you usually think about what kind of flooring, what kind of shower tub that you're going to change. But one thing is really hard to change is the size of the bathroom. You are pretty much stuck with the layout limited by how it is situated in the house. Unless you are doing a major home renovation, taking down walls, putting on new ones, you are pretty much stuck with what you have. But there's still a few tricks that you can do to make a small bathroom look bigger than it actually is. So that is what we have today. I have our recently renovated primary ensuite bathroom. It's about 90 square feet. If you do an internet search, what I find is that a typically primary ensuite bathroom these days, if you are living in the suburb or in a new development, typically will be 110 to 200 square feet. Of course, you can have something that is even bigger than that. But if you have a older home and then a smaller home, the typical size is more like 75 to 100 square feet. So that is what I have here because it's an older and a smaller homes in our urban area. So how can I make an older one to make it as spacious? At least it feels as spacious as a newer one. And that's what I want to show you. The first thing we are going to look at is actually even before we enter the bathroom is the door to the bathroom. The typical size of a door is about 2.5 to 3 feet. So when you have to swing the door into the bathroom, that actually takes up a lot of space. So what we do here, you can see that is I have a sliding door of a pocket door right here. Okay? So that is taking up no space. And as you can see that right, I doesn't have to take up any precious square footage of this door by swinging into that. And another thing that you can do instead of a pocket door is also a barn door. Pocket door is harder to do because that actually requires you to reframe the adjacent wall. A barn door you can pretty much put in most of the space, but the disadvantage of the barn door is that it does take up the wall space of the barn door outside. Okay, so that is something for you to think about. The second thing that I want to point out, something similar to the door is also very important is to, if you have any windows in your bathroom, keep them as much as you can. Because when you go into the small space, your eyes will go to the furthest point. And if you have any windows, that means like you can go past the confine of the walls into the what is outside. So luckily what I have here is that you can see we have 2 windows that we kept and is looking outside to the skies and then also to the neighborhood's roof, so you can still have a lot of privacy. If you are not as fortunate, right, I would still recommend that you keep the windows, but you can make them opaque, at least the lower portion of the opaque, so to give you the privacy. But if you can keep any windows high up so that you can see the sky, that will be the best. Now going into the bathroom, the same idea also apply, is to allow your eyes to go beyond the walls. So the one thing that you can do is, of course, put mirrors. Nowadays, the trend is to have framed mirror. That's what we have here. We have like 2 big mirrors with the LED light around it. So I still recommend that you should get a big mirror as you can afford and also be proportional to the space. If you like those mirror sheet from the countertop all the way to the ceiling look, that will give you the most spacious feel. But if not, if you like the frame mirror, go ahead, but just pick a bigger one. Now going into the actual layout of the bathroom itself. One major component of the bathroom will be the vanity. Of course, you want to have as long of a vanity as you possibly can fit in to give you the most amount of the bathroom countertop space. But to make it less bulky, one thing that you can do is to make it floating or wall mounted. That is what we have here. Just by visually not having the lower toe kick, just make it a lot more roomy and spacious. You can achieve the same thing with the freestanding vanity as well. Just make sure you choose those with the legs so that you don't have the lower toe kick and it doesn't take up much visual space. And I find that actually you don't really lose much by having floating vanity, because if you look at a lot of the old-fashioned vanity that have to take up the full length and then go right to the floor, the lower part actually are not storage anyway. Those are just decorative. So by losing that, you just make it lighter and make the whole bathroom look more spacious. Another major thing you can do, let's go into it right now, is the bathtub, or I should say the lack of a bathtub. So bathtub honestly take up a lot of footage and then visual space. So by not having it and you just have a shower, just make the whole bathroom looks much lighter. And also one thing I can see is that now the trend also very beneficial to a small space is have a walk-in shower. You can notice that what I have here is that you don't really have any separation between the shower space and then the rest of the bathroom. The tile actually continue all the way into that, and I don't even have a shower glass to separate out. You just walk in into that and that is your shower. So without any division, that gives a much more harmonious space into the bathroom and make it look like one big space rather than many small chopped up space. You may ask, right, but what about the water splash? Wouldn't it splash everywhere? So what we found out is that if you have enough depth of the shower head, actually it doesn't really splash as much as you imagine. And also because nowadays, because of the regulation and then the building code, a lot of the shower head flow is much less than what it used to be. Less water means you have less splash overall, okay? And one minor note, right, is that you can see that I have a tiled in linear drain and make the flooring look more continuous, and that has contributed into the overall spaciousness of the bathroom. Hi, so these are all the tricks that you can do to make your small bathroom look bigger. I hope that you found them useful. And if you liked my video, please subscribe and I will see you next time. Bye.